Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome along to a very special episode of the Sofa Manager Scottish Football Podcast. It is in fact our year in review and our best bits of 2018. It's become a bit of an annualised thing this, dare I say it. A lot of work for me, so let's palm it off to someone else next year. But basically, we'll be running through our best bits of 2018, and there has been plenty of them. We will look back on where my reputation as a ropey announcer comes from, but as well as the highlights, because I can be a bit self-deprecating. That way, we're also going to be looking back at some of our Scottish Cup shenanigans on our trip to Hampden, where the football was secondary, frankly, to whatever else went on that day. And we're going to look over some Rangers controversies on the podcast.
Plural as well.
Yes, there's been multiple where we can be biased sometimes to and fro against that.
Just a little bit.
Relatively unbiased, but we'll talk about that a little bit and go over some of our Duff predictions, of which there have been many, especially in this one's case over here, so stay tuned for that. And we'll round off with some funny moments from the year and why we're so obsessed with Dulwich Hamlet, if you can see the lovely scarf here on the table. Anyway, joining me for this wonderful journey, it is back from the dead, our very original founder, Indiana Jones style. It is John, back from London. As you see, I've prepared the little landscape to make you feel at home.
Indeed.
How are you doing, John? The fans have been asking for you in recent
I'm doing
weeks.
well. Good. It's like a celebrity booking for you.
It is. Very much so. We're already having channel legends back here, if you think about it. Have you been squirming away thinking at how the quality of podcast has gone down since you've left?
I will.
I'm too busy. Nice one. And myself to talk you through things. Of course, the ropiest announcer in Scotland and producer of this fine piece of content, Paul. So, I guess the first thing we'll do, we won't skip back into my Sharona because this is a different format this week.
Are we?
Is we will look back at our year in review. So, in 2018, some stats for you. We have had 4,375 YouTube views as of this moment. Expect that to go up, which is, a fantastic amount. It's nearly doubled the entire amount of views I've ever had on my YouTube channel.
Fair, yeah.
In its long history, we've had over 1,000 audio plays, so thank you very much to our audio listeners. And you've received about 30 episodes. And the most listened to one we've had was the Falkirk Review, with kind of 1,000 listens combined on the two things. So sorry if you were expecting something different.
That was just hilarity
on that content. And yeah, up over 150 subscribers. We've got about 50 audio subscribers as well. So it's been a big year here at Sofa Manager. And thank you very much to our audience out there. Thank you for tuning in and listening. It means loads to us that you would actually listen to this little hobby of mine reconstructed out of this little quirky room we've got on the go here. So thank you very much for that. Have you enjoyed the podcast this year, John?
It's been good for the episodes I've been.
Yes, you've been on most of them.
I've been on most, disappeared for the latter.
I still have 100% records.
I'll be kind of awkward without you as well.
That's the thing. Feel free, anybody, to take up the mantle. But any highlights in particular?
Like you say, the kind of Falkirk Review at the end of last season was glorious. Gloriously bad.
When you reflect back on it now, it doesn't age well.
Horrendously bad. I'm sure we'll get into my predictions as well for this season, which weren't great.
Yes.
You say the Scottish Cup semi-final was good. The episode we did early on in the season, I think it was episode 42 or 43. We're looking back at like the Jamaican Kenny Duker
in Jamaica. A funny thumbnail there to go back and look at.
Weird and wonderful one. It's been really good. I think we've done well.
Yeah, we've done well. We've
Quality's
transitioned into video for the first time, so check out the YouTube channel if you haven't already. It's different. I think this looks semi-professional.
It's not bad.
It's nicer. A lot of people like to watch it instead, which is good. We're now on Spotify, iTunes and stuff as well, so it's on. We have a new logo emblazoned on some merchandise.
I'm the only one branded up.
Yeah, well, I've got it on the wall. If you haven't already,
Half-hearted.
again, check out the Instagram and the YouTube for the audio listeners, because it doesn't quite come across. But you'll be familiar with the new logo and things as well, which I'm really into. So, no, it's been a good... And when you look back at all these episodes, like, I honestly can't believe how long ago a year was.
Well, it's almost been 3 years now.
Absolutely well, yeah.
It was the beginning of the Betfred Cup.
I know. And we're on episode 70, the 72nd recording, this one will be, which is absolutely crazy. But no, lots of exciting things have happened in Scottish football this year. Do you have a little list of highlights to kind of take us through, John?
Well, some of my memorable football
What are your
moments.
memorable footballing moments of the year?
Well, if you're a Celtic fan, it's always a double treble. That is
Yawn.
well trodden ground.
Yes.
The 5-5 game, Hibs Rangers, the last game of the last
That was
season.
mental.
That was superb. If you're a Livy fan, obviously winning playoffs against Partick and then doing so well in the league, it's got to be said.
It's been a fantastic year for them.
Destroyed my predictions. For the summer, Croatia beating England, and then Belgium beating England.
That was good times.
Enjoyable.
They got further than we would hope, but
Absolutely
stopped
fantastic.
before the crucial stage.
Motherwell getting to the cup finals.
Yes.
At your expense.
But we had a fun day watching it, so happy days.
That's true. But you got Kelly under Steve Clark. I don't think you can't not mention that for this year.
Revolution.
No, I mean this season, this year.
Yeah.
He must have took over. Was it the October last season?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely fantastic.
I'm sure there was comparisons the other day about the away attendance at Motherwell from when he was there to when he wasn't there.
Yeah.
It's like a quarter of the crowd when he wasn't there. So
Celtic spending £5 million on their disco lights.
and not really getting the
Not getting to the
opportunity to
Champions
use
League.
them. Well, they'll save up. They'll get some more. Hopefully, they did get through in the Europa League. So another the first progression from a group stage in forever for them, which is an achievement in
To
itself.
be fair, I don't think they got through. What was the one they played Inter Milan? Was Ronnie Dyla in charge?
That was Juventus. That was years ago.
No, but they played Inter Milan in the Europa League.
Group stages.
Yeah,
knockout
and the
stages.
last 32.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. Right in. That's it.
There you go.
Um,
Rangers as well making the Europa League.
Group stage for the first time
Group
since
stage.
2009, 10.
Okay, I thought you were going to say ever and be massively controversial.
Nah, we'll get to that.
And they also got to sell their own kits. Hooray!
They actually selling the orange one now.
Maybe, I don't know.
No, okay. we're not too sure on
But
that
they're
one.
kind of getting out of their own steam, so that's an achievement. We've had some fun as well from our friends at Hearts.
Oh, the wind-up merchant that is Craig Levine.
Levine knows what he's doing. The natural order was restored and then destroyed simultaneously in 1 week. One of the legendary quotes. We've had Gerrard as well spouting off some nonsense about St Johnstone.
That's when you got the Ayr United fan climbing up in the tree
Well,
at Falkirk and making it on Have I Got News For You?
no, I don't classify that as a highlight because he didn't make
That
it
was a
on
highlight.
Didn't make it on Have I Got News For You. Made it on Have I Got More News For You. Right? So it wasn't on the main show.
Right, so it was an edit.
Yeah, it was on the side branch, forgive the pun. Despite the fact we did a whole podcast about it as well, so I don't really classify that as a success.
That was funny though.
Yes,
It's a highlight.
it is a highlight, but Ayr United themselves, rocketing up the league. Some fantastic time. So
Yeah.
it's good all round, apart from the teams we support.
Well, I mean, you're playing Bridesmaid and Falkirk are just
Bridesmaids in Aberdeen.
playing a bum under a underpass.
Falkirk are terrible, which we will we'll come to.
I'm
a
sure we
little
will.
bit later on.
Can't not, to be honest.
But anyway, I think it's a good time to look back towards the start of the year.
Right.
I can't believe this was this year. And my first announcing escapades. I'm a football announcer, part-time-ish, for how much longer we don't know. And at the start of this year, I was very lucky to help out at Stirling Albion Football Club. And that is where our first story kicks off. So here are, I say best bits, but my announcing blunders.
Right.
And one success, because of course I talk about the bad things and not the good things. I'm a little bit more self-deprecating, so enjoy some of the fun announcing stories from this year.
It frustrated me that though, because 2 games were postponed in the Championship, but then League 1 and League 2 games, all of them went ahead. Which, I understand, obviously, geography in certain places are going to be worse than others, but still, to have 2 games off in the Championship is pretty bad.
Morton, though. And the game was played at Morton.
I was talking about that to my friend the other day there, yeah.
Pretty much the same deal. Speaking of League 2 though, Dan, I'm of course lucky enough to be the Stirling Albion game this
The
weekend.
big game of the
Big
weekend.
game. You know what it actually was? It was 4th v 5th.
You had goals, yeah.
Yes, but not the stats as well. 4th v 5th, both on 33 points. So this was a real crunch tie for the playoffs, as you can imagine. I was drafted in last minute to do the announcing, and I made 1 or 2 blunders, shall we say. The thing you need to know, right? Stadium announcing is actually a very difficult thing because you do not watch a football match in the relaxed, casual manner that a football fan would. You're not interested in what's going on. You're looking to see if there's a goal and if there's anyone getting off the bench. Those are your only 2 concerns. So, of course, in the second half, we get the subs coming on. I'm looking through my binoculars because I'm at the other side of the pitch.
All right, yeah.
All the fans are on the side of the pitch of the bench.
Uh-huh.
So I'm looking through, I'm like, and my vision's not 20/20. I sit here with my big glasses on, just like, whoa. So it's not 20/20 at best. So I'm looking through the binoculars, trying to see who it is. I'm like, this looks like number 15. So I'm like, coming on is number 15, Declan McCarthy, for someone else. A few minutes later, the lads in the press box are like, sure it was 15 that came on? Like, I'm pretty sure it was 15 that came on. We've got 16 up here on the BBC stats. It was 16 Declan Byrne. That's all right, though. Things happen,
Yeah.
you know, nobody really cared, nobody really reacted. But of course, Elgin are 3-0 down at this point.
Right, yeah.
So they're needing some kind of salvation, something to kind of chirp them up a little bit. So what they decide to do is, of course, bring in the actual number 15, Declan McCarthy. And I don't know whether they're trolling me at this point, because I think there's every chance that this guy wasn't going to come on, and they've decided, let's take him on. So I'm like, oh no. And I can see this time it's definitely number 15. I'm like, you know, coming off as coming on as 15 Declan McCarthy. And the biggest cheer, the Stirling Albion fans for the entire afternoon just going, way! I'm like, oh no. Absolutely brutal. So very, very sorry to Stirling Albion fans if you heard that. And what was otherwise a very, very good game. The goal we conceded, you know.
I've seen them conceded a fucking like that quite a lot.
That's true. It was straight at the keeper, and I was like, you've got to be kidding. The only shot Belarus had. But a very, very exciting match. The atmosphere was good. An attendance of 2,007 people. Oh, they couldn't have bumped it up to like 2018 or something just for the banter. So, you know, bear that in mind. We've got a nice large crowd. We've got that probably about the same watching on BBC Alba as well. So, as some of you might know, I am an assistant match day announcer. And you've not heard this story yet, John, have you?
I haven't. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, this is good. So I've been ridiculed at this work. This story has also apparently made the BBC Radio Scotland news as well. And this is all down to, well, partially me. Almost entirely.
All you.
Yes. So we're going through the match, our usual pre-match routine. The music's going, you know, the girls come out of like 500 miles. We go into the intro music. All very, very good. We're delivering the smooth and slick experience we always do at the Falkirk Stadium. And my job is to operate the buttons, just up in the wee tower, press the music, getting it to go when it needs to, and I feed off my kind of main announcer guy, who does all the voices and stuff like that. So the teams line up either side, and we get the call, can you please be upstanding with respect for the national anthem of Belarus? And that's what was heard. Nothing. I've clicked the file, and it said sound file not found. And it's like, I'm on live TV. I have no Belarusian national anthem. I can't Spotify this tune out of nowhere. So it's literally on the footage as well. If you go back and watch the BBC Alba, the first bit, there's about, and this felt like an hour. Felt like an hour. About a minute of just pure silence whilst we're all panicking. And if you look at the back of shot, you can actually see me standing. I'm very relaxed. And like the only sound file that wasn't there was this national anthem. And you see me sit down and I'm literally hammering a mouse in complete panic. I have never, ever wanted the ground to swallow me up so much in my entire life. Well, there's giggling from the crowds. I think the wee galley man was just like, I'm just like, I don't know what to do. But eventually we got it going off of a trusty YouTube.
I was going to say YouTube would be the next best.
Yeah,
bit.
YouTube got us there in the end. But, you know, when you're in the heat of the moment, it's a flat-out disaster.
I wouldn't even know. I would have just played the Russian national anthem.
Well,
That's close enough.
Do you know what? Literally, people have said to me, if you had like the Borat thing or whatever, I would have played it. If I had any piece of audio, I wouldn't have bothered because nobody would have known.
No.
And I don't think many people were tuned in Minsk to watch their female football team.
I wouldn't imagine.
That was another challenge with them, was their names. Although most of them were called Anastasia, the second names were beyond comprehensible. So if it was me doing it, I would have got nowhere near. Nowhere near. So that was the exciting tale, but it ended up on, apparently they were talking about it on BBC Radio Scotland the following day, I was frantically checking social media, be it Twitter, because if one of these things, you know how you get these...
It could snowball. Yeah.
It could be one of these viral things. Fortunately not.
They're burning effigies of you in Belarus, Kelly.
Quite, but well, that's what they said. I'm going to have to be going on some sort of peace treaty mission to Minsk, with my apologies.
You and Alexander Hleb can have both hands walking down.
It's Hleb from Belarus. We couldn't think of anyone we knew from Belarus, but absolute disaster. And yes, if you are burning effigies of me in Belarus, so be it. But we know better for next time, and I'll always have a spare national anthem, be it the correct one or not.
That doesn't matter.
On hand. Very fortunately, we had a piper, so no buttons, no buttons to press there.
Did he not get the national anthem?
Yeah, he was fine. He was fine. I think for me, it's been a season of highs and lows. I think highlight for me was obviously doing the announcing against Brecon City. That was possibly the most excitement I've ever had in my entire life.
The coldest I've ever been.
It was very cold, but I'll treasure those clips forever. I'll slot one in now, hopefully.
In goal is number 18, Connor Hazard. Number 3, Jordan McGee. Number 4, Arlen Muirhead. Number 6, Joe McKee. Number 10, Craig Sybil. Number 14,
okay. Hopefully Paul remembered that.
Maybe.
So that was good fun. But I think the most difficult season I've had following a football team ever. There was a really bad run there at the start of the season, which was bad to watch. Everyone was miserable. They were down about the team. And it just didn't make for good watching. It really put me off. Can I open my eyes yet, John?
Well, I don't know. I mean, the Belarusian army's on the doorstep.
Play the Borat song, Paul. Play anything. I can't. I wish I could find the live TV feed of it now.
That'll be somewhere. It must be on YouTube.
It's not on YouTube. Nobody records Alba to then put it up in future. It was one of the features actually at the place I work. Is there's a service we use that can record live TV shows. And it goes back like 2 weeks, all the channels, and the first thing I looked for was to see if they had that BBC Alba recording, which was long gone.
It might be on the iPlayer.
It's long gone.
Is it?
It's
I don't know.
It's a full live broadcast. But I must say, I can't believe I've had those experiences.
I mean, that's pretty good to look back and say, like,
I think
but you've done like a full international as such.
But as well, I think the Falkirk thing was a dream come true. Like, to be announcing at a place you've been going year in, year out.
It was to begin with.
Well, but to be announced at a place you've been, year in, year out was pretty cool, and to have, thousands of your pals. Although, I mean, I don't have thousands of friends, obviously. I can count those on one hand. But anyway, that was tremendous fun, and thank you to Stirling Albion for that opportunity as well. Hopefully you saw some nice pictures of us being snowed out there, which was very, very good. So, best experience of the year for me. But for us, I think the best football away day we had was probably our Hampden trip, John, do you think?
That was good fun.
I can't remember why we even decided to do this.
I dragged you to enough Falkirk one, so it was,
there
was
you
an
go.
Aberdeen one to kind of recompense.
Well, we went to Hearts this year as well.
We did do that.
In which you became Jambo John.
Jambo John.
Screaming for the Hearts, glorious Hearts.
Aye.
A mortified Aberdeen fan stood next to you.
Good pie, though.
Good pie.
It was a good pie.
Part of our pie reviews. I noticed some people have kind of kicked on with that.
The pie man on Instagram.
Yes.
Did you see his review of the St Johnston pie?
Apparently it was terrible. Absolutely terrible.
I can't repeat it on a podcast, but it looked like a cat's.
Right. I'm glad you censored that.
Glorious.
So yeah, I think it's now time to look at our Scottish Cup Shenanigans is only what this could be titled, because I still can't believe that much of this happened and it was a truly hilarious day. So enjoy our Scottish Cup Shenanigans now. Aberdeen versus Motherwell, the game we'll get to in a moment. More interesting was the away day experience we had, and what a day it was, Darren.
was good fun.
It was good fun. I had a great time overall. Fantastic wee burger after the match to console ourselves and kind of distract from the misery that we just watched.
Just outside the stadium, yeah.
Just outside. Well, no, in town.
In town, right.
You're not going to get a burger outside a Hampden. It's going to be dodgy. But outside the stadium, John did make a significant purchase. The Bruni turned red for the day.
Oh, yes, I've seen that photo.
Bought a wee scarf. Yeah.
Had to be a part
No
of it.
half and halves available. I was disappointed about that.
Well, less so.
I'm not a big fan of half and halves. Quite a lot of good merch on the go, though.
I was quite surprised.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't expect anything, to be honest.
I was doing an eyeing about buying one of those like fishing hats, which I at the time called a Stone Roses hat. You know, like the casuals wear.
Oh,
with
right, yeah.
the kind of lip all the way around them. They had those available for sale. They had a
One
variety.
or
of
two people
Aberdeen
were sporting them as well.
A few people seem to be buying them.
Yeah.
So much merch had been bought by the Aberdeen fans. Been suckered in, big dafties. Daft dandies. So that was the first exciting thing of the day. Then we get up to the gate. We're not frisked actually, which was quite nice.
The guy kind of looked at us and went, "Nah, you look too
You're
soft."
probably, you're not part of the hardcore casuals. I see. I actually did find that partially offensive.
It's like, we are not metropolitan
Yeah,
enough.
I know. I was wearing a cardigan, so it wasn't exactly hardcore.
Nothing to conceal.
So of course we get to the gate, and Hampden's such an efficiently run place. There's stewards everywhere. Not at the stud style.
There's no one there.
Nobody there. So John looks around. Do you want to tell this tale, John? I think you should tell this tale.
Oh, we'll tell the tale. You get to the sort of kiosk bit where you hand in your ticket.
Oh,
to
yeah,
get it
yeah.
ripped out. Nobody there. Nothing. But the wee clicker bit was there.
Oh,
I was
right,
like,
okay.
are we just to click ourselves in? So I did.
He reaches it.
I did not reach in. It was
self-service.
It's like when we go to the development league, you just click yourself.
yeah.
Exactly the same principle.
Oh,
I was like, well, I've already had a steward look at my ticket. It's fine.
The only time development league information has actually come in useful to you, I would have never known that black button would have just tapped you through.
It's just a wee tap of it. It's
So
like,
he wanders through. The incompetent steward wanders back, looks at me like, did someone just go through? I'm like, aye, we do the ticket exchange. He's like, that's never happened before. I'm like, Where were you? So the attendance at Hampden was maybe out by one. So it's a shame they didn't double tap everyone to inflate the numbers.
no, he ripped my ticket. It was fine.
He ripped your ticket, but I'm talking if he tapped it twice to double
Oh no, he wouldn't have.
the reported attendance
Why
figure.
would they do? Oh, okay, never mind.
See what I mean?
No.
What?
Why would they thingy it twice? I was already through the gate.
Yeah, no, but to double the attendance figure that's bounced back to the...
How?
Does it only go when the thing rotates?
Ah.
Oh, right, okay. I thought you could tap it twice and just say there
Tap it twice.
there were 7,000 at a Falkirk game.
Well, I seen the lady at the train station. We had a wee clicker thing counting all the people going back.
Oh, did they?
Why
is that helpful?
I've no idea. Putting a 3-carriage train though, going through Mount Florida, will be about
How many people?
20,000 Aberdeen
It
fans.
wasn't that bad. I've been on much more cramped trains.
Aye.
We got a seat, so I don't know what you're complaining about.
No, I was quite content.
Speaking of rail transport, however, on the way back, John Brown was feeling excitable today. He was very much not himself. He's now not being treated as a hooligan in the stadium, decided to be more of a hooligan. So it was an absolutely blazing Aberdeen fan. Well, he wasn't blazing, but he had a can of Stella in his hand, so one of those guys.
Alright, okay.
He'd put his backpack up in the kind of hold bit up on the top of the train. Not very well. So he leaves his can of Stella. There's a lovely blonde that sits opposite from him. He tries to get a chat with her. She's not having it. Quite really. Stick the headphones in. And of course, I see it happen in slow motion. Like the bag drops, Stella can all over her. And what do you say to that, John? What do you shout to that, more to the point?
Sue them.
Sue them! In the middle of the carriage! John just goes, sue them! I'm in stitches. I am like, if I could like ruffle, for lack of a better term, I completely would have done. But of course, I'm an eyeline of this poor girl who's having to clear Stella, of all things, a bit of wife beater on her lap. And I'm howling with laughter. I think people are like, shame on you, but I'm laughing at what he said. It's just goes Sue out of nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. Absolutely hilarious.
Brilliant.
So well done, John. You made my day.
A little bit more bearable than the
I
game.
had to some way.
Took our mind off things. Funny as well, because when Motherwell were celebrating. There we go. So John was mischievous on 2 counts, counting himself into the stadium, which was a shock. That the only useful thing we've done in Development League.
Nobody was there. I just assumed that's what he did. the
Click.
the bouncer guy was like, "Yeah, you're fine." And just
But the beer spillage, I think, was one of the funniest moments of the year. John's not usually a very outgoing lad in public circumstances, I would say. I've never seen you shout in such a way to them. So I think that's honestly one of my funniest moments of the year on the Sofa Manager podcast. But a sad day for Aberdeen, who... Do you know what? Bridesmaids is the only way to sum them up, as you say, isn't it?
You'll catch the bouquet one day, like.
Well, maybe. Maybe it's been a long... That's the thing in the build-up to the Betfred Cup final. Recently, they were showing other clips of everyone down Union Street again. You're like, can we? No, we can't. And even the game against them the other week, can we? No, we can't. But it was the nearly men, unfortunately. So, whilst Aberdeen perhaps aren't the closest challengers, Rangers could be considered to be.
Yeah.
So what we've got coming up now, do you know what any of these clips will be necessarily?
I don't, but I can. One can assume.
Okay, so we've got some Rangers controversies. Controversy or controversy?
Controversies.
Controversies.
As a concodiment to the controversy.
Concodiment. There couldn't be a better intro to that. So, yeah, I think we'll play them out, and here are the times we might have gotten a sticky bit of a sticky wicket on some hot water, not a sticky water. That would make no sense. With the Rangers fans of the show, so enjoy, I suppose. Bygones. Anyway, we've already, I'm sure, knocked off lots of Rangers fans, so let's keep going.
Why not?
On that vein of thought, before I do this, plug the Sofa Manager Instagram, of course, at Sofa Manager. If you don't like what we do on Instagram, Twitter. There's much less controversy on there, at Sofa Manager. So, during the snow days, of which we had a few weeks ago, our Instagram editor, who will remain nameless, excuse me, had a bit of time to put together some more FIFA icons. A very popular series which we had earlier in the year, looking at different icons of Scottish football. I think, who did we have? We had Chris Sutton for Celtic, Ali McCoist for Rangers, Willie Miller for Aberdeen. Truth be told, I don't remember anymore. So,
They're the main three.
as part of this, when I put up the Ali McCoist one, who I think was about 83 rated, I thought that's about right. Yeah, it's about right.
That's not bad.
That's about right. I mean, he wasn't like...
I think he's a good player.
He was like
good finisher.
83 is a good rating for a footballer.
That's a team of the week.
Aye. Well, the Scottish icons, they're not gonna be top notch. Like, let's face it. So, a heavily requested figure was Paul Gascoigne. So I thought, okay, heavily fan requested. This will go down well. Paul Gascoigne, and all was going well. The picture looks great, fantastic. 78 was the rating I gave him. 78 was the rating I gave him. Now, I was not a huge football fan in the mid to late to early 1990s.
Yeah, mid-90s.
The mid-90s. So I'm basically taking pot shots in the dark here, trying to work out, there's not much footage of Paul Gascoigne about, really, is there? He's not a well-documented footballer. So it's very difficult to tell. Oh, no. How bad he is. But I received, as you can imagine, a torrent, or our Instagram editor, received an absolute torrent of abuse for this being completely the wrong rating. And I think some comments were along the line of, I'm seriously considering unfollowing this Instagram account. You're a bleeping bleep. Even Celtic fans came on to say, I never liked the guy, but I think you're wrong. So pelters from all directions. And don't worry, this will be rectified in the coming weeks, where I'm going to boost him up to 86, 87, 88, something like that.
6 is probably a bit reasonable.
No, but I need to lean the other way now, John. Just be like,
it's a working average here.
What a hero!
Team of the season.
So no, but it shows you, especially how kind of volatile the social media thing is.
So they've won it, right?
Okay.
So they've won it. Chelsea have won it.
So you don't take Man City?
Yeah, don't take Man City. Don't take Arsenal. They haven't won it.
But Arsenal got to the final.
Nah, they never won it.
Okay, so there's your
They didn't get their green jacket.
There's your two from England. Does anyone Well, Liverpool.
Well, you got Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest.
No, you can't.
They've won it though.
Take-
It's the green jacket principle.
You can't, right? You take everyone that's won the Champions
Do you want
League.
Aberdeen in this or not?
They didn't win the Champions League though. They won the European.
It was still the same trophy.
I know. It was my belief that it was the one below.
No, Aberdeen won the,
European Cup Winners' Cup.
which is the big Champions League trophy.
Well, I suppose. Aye. Did they not beat the champion? It was complicated back then.
That's how you get
Yeah,
your
but then you can't have Aberdeen playing Barcelona.
you can.
So you would include Celtic because Celtic
won
won
it.
it.
Yep.
Rangers,
Haven't won it.
they won something.
They won the European Cup. No, you won the European Cup.
No, we
They won the Cup Winners' Cup.
More from Rangers. I'm still not convinced. But
You didn't see anything from Rangers on the attack though.
no, but it was only one. It should have been more. Don't get me wrong,
No,
but it was only one.
They defended very sternly, and I thought contained them. There was nothing going through the middle for Celtic at all.
I don't know. I mean, Rangers did a fine containment job. I'm just going to disagree with you.
Okay. I'm fighting you. I'm no longer sitting agreeing because we've had comments calling you an imbecile from other people.
And yourself, obviously.
Well, particularly from Rangers fans who were furious at your comments in the last
We
podcast.
both got that wrong.
No,
Yeah, we did.
no,
Yeah,
you,
we did.
you said
Yes.
that they didn't.
No,
They'd
yeah.
never won a European trophy, and I'd.
No, we said they had won a European trophy. You said it didn't count.
No, you said it didn't
You said
count.
it didn't
You were the one that wouldn't put them in. Right,
Do you want me to come and sit in the middle of you?
Cup Winners' Cup, Fraser. Right, what was your
Counts.
policy?
No, yeah, it was like the green jacket thing before the
Uh-huh.
in the US Masters. You win a green jacket, you had to go back every year.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So if you
In
win
a
the Champions
European
League,
Super League kind of thing.
you have to go back every year into the group stage and just get bigger and bigger.
You didn't. Oh no.
Well, you see, John excluded Rangers on the basis that he couldn't remember what year they'd won the European trophy or whatever.
Aye.
Anyway,
I'll let my solicitor on you.
anyway, why do you think your defensive point? Welcome back. I'm here live with imbecile John, fresh next to
The
me.
really good thing is, I get to escape back down to London. You have to
Oh,
put up
that's
with this.
true,
Just,
that's true.
that was
It's
a
just-
bad move.
It's just funny that Rangers fans would be angry about not getting a green jacket.
If it makes you guys feel better, I am going to a Chelsea game. So
There we go. Rangers aren't your favourite football club, John, are they?
it comes and goes.
Comes and goes. It just depends. Obviously,
It does, to be fair though. If this has been the same thing, the whole saga of the last 10 years had happened to Celtic, it'd be the same principle. You
you would hate them.
would
more.
hate on Celtic.
You would.
It comes and goes.
And that's the thing. Do you know what's funny about like Rangers now is I think they've dropped down a peg of what they used to be, and they're now building up rivalries with lesser teams than Celtic, for example.
Yeah, I mean, it's all kicking off with Hibs.
Hibs is going to be a more intense rivalry.
Hearts is still pretty raw.
Yes, that's true.
Aberdeen's always raw.
Yes.
They don't like Motherwell. The comments made by Gerrard to St Johnstone saying we shouldn't have much effort to beat them
Not nice.
last weekend. I mean, you're kicking up a rivalry with St Johnstone.
Yeah, they're
Come
not.
on,
They're
like-
not making friends in
No,
Scottish football
not at all.
right now.
Half their flags were stolen by Rapid Vienna
Were they?
in the away end. Yep,
So not good.
not doing well in
Meanwhile,
Europe.
Celtic are chumming up with Rosenborg, and
That's what happens when it's Brexit, though. Yeah.
they're trying to build a bridge.
It's
on
a
the
hard
way
Brexit.
out. Do you think Rangers will challenge for the league though this year? Whilst
Yes.
we're here,
I think they might.
we'll see.
I
So
don't know for
John
how long.
said that they might, and we'll come back to predictions later.
I don't know how long they will, but I think they will challenge.
They could do. We'll wait and see. But Joe, fortunately enough, our next section is about your bold predictions.
Oh, good.
Now, we used to have a game on the podcast before entitled Predictions.
Yes.
Which is actually something we even did at the start of the year, listening back to some of the episodes. So,
It didn't last very long.
didn't. We kind of reforming that.
It was costing me more money.
That's the problem. And a few of us weren't paying week on week. Just saying. So we had predictions, which then changed to bold sixfold.
Yep.
Which then kind of
Diluted into nonsense.
dwindled into nothing because we never won any.
No, we were doing well to get one result. No, I mean,
But a pattern that recurred was on predictions when we were keeping score. Darren seemed to be
consistent.
pulling away. Now, You know, I wouldn't have Darren down as a footballing expert, to be honest. Well, perhaps I now would, because when you reflect...
This is recorded.
I know. But when you... Well, he certainly knows more about me than Spanish football, and even, like, the English Championship's a real strength of his.
Yeah.
But he's just been nailing the predictions this year. And we have a few funny clips coming up, in which die-hard football expert John says some very funny things. And I think if Darren is the good at predictions, John is the bad. I
hate Neil McCann. I'm going to put that on record right now.
What's that got to do with anything? I am very much in between. Is this the Dundee thing?
This is my Dundee.
Okay. Right, well, listen to the clips. See what you think about our predictions. Now, the next question. According to John, the league title hinged on the signing of which player? A. Gary Harkins, B. Jason Cummings, or C. Rory Loy?
Probably Rory Loy.
Oh, well,
I was saying no.
you're correct. It was Rory Loy. The clip at the start of the season was we were discussing on whether it was going to be Falkirk or St Mirren signing on Rory Loy, and that it hinged on who was going to win the league.
I was right.
You were! Rory Loy signs with Falkirk, St Mirren win the league. So not in the same sense that you thought it would be. Now to Darren, you're my next target.
Right.
So, which nation did the club that finished third in their playoffs qualify for the Europa League? As we asked in our preview show for the Europa League, right? So, which nation did the club that finished third in their playoffs get to the Europa League, essentially? So, was it A, were they from Malta?
Right. At the same time, I think it will be closer on the bottom half of the table, so I think there's not going to be a lot between the teams there in the bottom half, so it'll be interesting to see how they get on.
It's a good point. When I was putting my list together, I had no
I find
idea.
it much harder, I find it much harder.
So,
I can't wait much longer.
let's,
Yes.
straight in. Format of this is we basically we go through and compare places in comparison, which was quite controversial last year. People laughed at me putting Rangers behind Hibernian, which very nearly happened.
Yeah, true.
Should be pointed out. So, John starts off. Who do you got? Who do you got in 12th?
In bottom place?
Grammar.
Who you got?
Livingston.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, Livingston for sure.
Darren?
I have Hamilton.
I've got Dundee.
It's a good
What
start.
about for different?
Right,
colours?
okay. Who do we want to start with? Why did you put Livingston there, John?
Dundee actually the smallest team in the Premiership. Got fair play. They've brought in some decent players, a bit of experience with Kenny Miller, but I just think over the season you'll see them kind of tail off. In fact, I think they might even be cut adrift by about kind of February, March.
They hemorrhaged a lot of players in the summer that helped them get
And they all
promoted.
stayed in the Championship as well,
They
which
did.
is a bizarre sign.
But then does that suggest that they weren't confident that those players could step up to Premiership
To
level?
that level, yeah.
Oh,
I'd agree with that.
Depends on who kind of terminated what. If it was the club told them to leave or vice versa.
You're not going to get more money in the Championship, are you? I mean,
No, which is interesting.
Dylan Mackin, Josh Mullen, Jackson Longridge, Gregor Buchanan I've always been quite a fan of, so it's a real kind of spine of that team almost.
Pretty much, aye.
Yeah.
That jumped ship.
I'd like to see Livingston stay up. I can understand why John's thinking that though, because it did come into my head too. But I think Kenny Miller will do a good job there. But at the same time, he's not got any experience, so that might go wrong, you know.
I just think they might struggle overall.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know how strong that squad is going to be.
Yeah.
I think
For a full season. Yeah.
Aye.
for me that they were the most obvious choice to go down, which is why I didn't pick them.
That was the same.
It just never pans out that way, and I was very impressed with what I saw of them at Linlithgow Rose. You know, in the highlights, I think, you know, people like Sibbald, a bit of a playmaker, linking up with Kenny
He
Miller.
done well, actually.
You know, Lee Miller's found some form going back there.
They're relying on a 37-year-old and a 34-year-old, 35.
Young at heart, John. Young at heart.
Aye, so they say.
You know, the
Experience.
Miller Band, I'm sure we can start calling them or something like that. So, no, that's an interesting point. Hey, who did you have second bottom then, John?
Adson Johnson.
And
St Johnston.
That's
wow,
brutal.
that's really bad.
Darren, who did you have second bottom?
Second bottom, I had Livingston.
You had Livingston,
Yeah.
and I had Livingston, 11th as well. So, We'll see who's right there.
I want to know why you had Dundee down in bottom though.
I thought they just looked...
Come on.
They looked rotten against Dunfermline in the Betfred Cup, and the signings and stuff, they've let so many people go out on loan that just doesn't make sense. They let Haber go out on loan, who's a decent player to have about your squad. You know, El Bakhtaoui, maybe not a starter, but certainly an impact player. And, you know, that club's on a downward spiral as well.
I don't know. I think they've freed up a lot of wages to bring in fresh faces, and they need a striker.
What fresh faces though?
Well, they need a new striker. That's
They do need a new striker.
Everybody needs a new striker though.
I mean, come on. They'll be fine.
You think?
I'm not sure.
absolutely.
After watching that Dundee versus Dunfermline game, I'm not sure.
They will
That
be
was a
fine.
bad game.
Yeah. I mean, the people they've brought in, you know, what, 6, and they've let go of like 15. So, you know, there's a shift.
a long way to go for them.
And they've let go of Randy Walters, you know.
They've got to look good in under 20s.
He's a brilliant player. Well, we were big fans of him last season. He never really panned out. A bit of a sofa manager cult hero.
Yes, yeah, very much.
Shall we? Interestingly, from the same club, they brought in Jean Alassane Mendy,
Yes,
who we saw. So they seem to have done like a wee swap
Great
deal for
player.
him. He wasn't great. He really wasn't great. I think that Madianga boy looked alright.
Yeah, he did actually.
And Jack Hamilton of Hearts in goal.
A good keeper.
Inexperienced.
Still a good keeper.
Is he?
Yeah,
He looked okay.
I rate him.
He'll be tested at Dundee, I'll tell you
yes,
that.
It's a proving ground by any stretch, but nah, like I say, they'll be fine. I wouldn't worry.
I don't know. I just think that Neil McCann's relentless enthusiasm's going to fade.
Yeah, I think he will get sacked at some point, to be honest.
And
But that might work in Dundee's favour.
Dundee's just a
Merchant.
dark hole of Championship football. Like they're going to be sucked back in. I'm convinced.
I don't know.
We
Not
will wait and
convinced.
see.
I hope it's Hamilton. I really do.
Who did you have at second bottom? Sorry, Dan.
Livingston.
Livingston. Aye, so we were both on the ball. Third bottom and 10th. Themed podcast. That was a good one. And 9th.
Air.
Ew, okay.
Oh.
Morton.
I'm going to get a build up for mine.
Right.
Falkirk.
Get out. Right, we'll come back to that. I put Morton in 9th because they were on a massive downer last season.
They signed a lot of new players though.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of
Yeah.
investment, new manager. Has it turned it around though?
Not so far, but
You know, Regan Tumulty, for example,
Well,
John.
okay. Consistency.
Tumulty or tumultuous is the question. Excuse me. sorry.
Tepid.
Tepid. Ayr down in 9th. You think they'll do that badly?
I'll be tight when you see who I've got for 8th.
I've got Ayr in 8th.
I got Ayr in 6th because I think they're cresting a wave.
I think their strikers are good.
If you look at the teams that have launched up from League One recently, Livingston didn't hang about for long.
That's true, yeah.
For example, Dunfermline. You know, so there's a lot of momentum. Ayr.
No, I think Ayr could be up the top end of the table.
I've literally got the term hype beasts next to them, but they're a bit of a Betfred Cup specialist, so it's hard to tell.
Who's their strikers against? Shankland
Lawrence
and
Shankland.
Moffat, is it?
Yeah.
Moffat.
Aye.
Adam Moffat.
Good strikers. They scored quite a few goals in the Betfred Cup too.
Fullback Daniel Harvey from Aberdeen went there as well, so they're building a good wee side. Ian McCall's actually a decent manager.
He's a good manager.
Scares
Yeah.
the life out of me.
Especially that level.
8th.
Dundee United.
Oh yeah, bandit. Oh yeah, bandit. I totally see why you put this.
That's with
I
an
can see why.
That's
but
an administration points deduction.
Oh, you think it's going to be that bad?
I think it could be that bad for them.
Who did you have in 8th, Dan?
I had Ayr.
Ayr. Okay, so yeah, the same.
Yeah.
Yes. What interests me about Dundee United is that over seasons, the quality of their signings has just declined and declined and declined. At first, they were like loaning, you know, top players from top Premiership teams. Then they were trying to get the best of Hibs leftovers when they got promoted. Now, who have they signed? It's just the best of the Championship
I
players.
mean, they got Paul Watson as their mainstay centre back beside Durlan.
That's a supreme bit of agency.
I don't know if Durlan's still there. I think he maybe went to Dunfermline.
Dunfermline struggling. Who's the Dunfermline boy they side? The striker Nicky Clark.
Nicky Clark, aye.
Who's struggling from what I've heard.
Yeah.
Average.
And how Shabba Laszlo is still actually there.
You just knew Dundee United were going to struggle. Was it last season, last January? They were never going to win the league.
No.
And they were doing quite well just to hang on into the playoffs. Yet they splashed the cash on Moshney and Anthony Ralston. Why? Why did you spend that money? You could have kept it for this season. You were never going to go up.
But they're desperate on all counts, aren't they?
They've got
The
no money.
club's in a mess. Yeah.
But they've just spent money for absolutely no reason.
Yes.
I
I don't have any arguments back.
No, you can't.
It's
You
just
can't really give much. An argument.
frustrating, and frankly, I think they'll be lucky to finish 8th.
I've got them in 5th purely because they haven't, despite the fact I think the team's not been half as good in recent seasons, they've not actually dropped back that far.
Yeah, I've got them in 4th. The only reason I put them in 4th was because I think they'll get a new manager in, so I think that'll help.
I don't know. I mean, you put Dundee United any higher, and you think, where did you put the rest of them? You're like,
Well,
I find this much more difficult than the Premiership, to be honest. Trying to work out where the teams are.
What I would say, I've got this down as the most competitive championship since Hearts, Hibs, Rangers departed.
I would say so.
9
Yeah,
teams could do it conceivably.
Well, if you actually look at like the team records and stuff on
Queen's
add Falkirk in 7th.
Really?
Did you? Yeah.
My opinion on that is, from what I've seen, there's been no improvement. It's a radically new team, so if they do get it together, the gelling will take some time.
Yeah.
And by that point, the
Can't take too long.
The league's gone, because this year you could be a slow starter in the championship. It didn't matter. You could basically not turn up until February, and you'd still make the playoffs in the championship. I don't think that's going to be the case.
Not this season.
I think St Mirren showed it last season. I think Livingston, set a real pace that is going to be followed by the likes of Partick coming down in Ross County, especially. And I don't think they're going to live with that, because Falkirk have traditionally not been great starters, have they?
I've just not seen any positives. Going on the basis of last season and then going on the basis of Betfred Cup so far, there's nothing there to make me say, right, well, this Falkirk team's going to go and do something this season. Don't get me wrong, I hope that they actually turn it around and they do the opposite of last season. They actually do well in the league, but bad in the Betfred.
As I'm putting together the playlist, I'm putting all the hype tunes, like High Hopes,
I'll be sorted.
Rise, Jonas Blue. What was the good one? Sagala one I was listening to today. Coming Home or something like that.
Oh, Coming Home. Yeah.
Going to be all the. We're going to get in there, and we're going to. That's the thing. We support our team, don't we, John?
Yes.
Through thick and thin. Where did you put Falkirk?
3rd.
Third.
Oh!
They're going to jail.
Well, you can tell who's the through and through here. Why did you put them in 3rd, John?
They will click. It will happen. I have faith in the dawn.
To be honest,
that is Paul Hartley.
If they do jail quick enough, then your hopes would be that they'd get a playoff position at least.
Nah, they'll be fine.
But what? There we go. To win a cup, Dundee, was it?
Aye.
Brilliant idea. I think the funniest thing for me is how highly you rated Falkirk.
But I do that every year.
And you called the Don Hartley. Like, that couldn't have been. This was after the Betfred Cup fixtures.
I wasn't the only one.
This was after the Betfred Cup fixtures, in which we all saw total... Well, we didn't all see total doom, but...
It was impending doom.
It was real doom. And the fact that you've got them...
It's like, that'll be fine.
Because we finished off end kind of last season talking about the sexiest team of 2019. It was going to be the theme of the Falkirk and how everyone was going to put that up.
We've won that, to be fair.
Yes, we were a little bit wrong there. We were also... I was a bit wrong about... Do you know what? My Hearts prediction at the start of the season looked way off with the bottom 6. But slowly but surely they've started to...
It looked horrific for the first kind of 6 or 7 weeks.
I know. You had a big down on St Johnstone.
I had a big down on St Johnstone. That
you did massively well.
That might still materialise.
It's just so hard to predict.
I think we all got Livingston wrong.
Oh yeah, we would do it. Killarnett would have been a kind of outlier.
Everyone, I think I had them in top 6, but
our championship ones were
dreadful,
way off.
Dreadful.
Ayr United completely blew us out the water.
Yes,
I know Darren spoke very highly there again. Man of knowledge. If you are betting on stuff, he's the one to listen to, not us. But I think our prediction show was actually one of our best pieces of content.
It's worth a listen, even now, just for a laugh.
I think so. It's funny to look back in retrospect. It's funny as well because our 50th episode, we looked back at like our what we thought Rory Loy would be at Falkirk and things like that. Oh God, which was good fun. Episode 50, by the way, really good one to go back and watch because it's timeless. We have lots of top 5s in there, and it's I think our least viewed episode of the year.
Is it?
I was like, what? Obviously, people care about our content, not so much the sofa manager-ness. So we'll see how this does.
Hopefully it'll be fine.
In the coming weeks. But so that seems like a good place to stop for part 1 of our 2018 Best Bits. I hope you've enjoyed what you've heard so far, fingers crossed. Part 2, will be available later on in the week. Links are available in the description of wherever you're listening, and we'll get to hear some of the funnies from the Sofa Manager podcast in 2018, as well as going over some of our best bits from the Christmas podcast, looking at the merchandise and some of the Christmas quizzes. So stay tuned for that and keep an eye out on your usual subscription services. Thank you very much for joining this week. Give us a like if you've enjoyed so far, and comment below what was your favourite part. And have a happy new year in 2019.